Hey there, YouTube. I'm back with another Edison format Blackwing video. This time, I'm going to be going over my replays from the recent EWCQ tournament on Format Library. So, I'm not going to cover every single tournament match I had because a couple of them, they were just not even close, and there wasn't really anything interesting in terms of gameplay to dissect, but there's still quite a few matches both in the Swiss part of the tournament and in the top cut that I would like to highlight. So yeah, let's get into it. I covered my deck profile in my previous video, but just for reference, the list is on Format Library right here. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so this is round 3. I'm up against Mercenary, and he's on Vayu. So keep in mind, this was a multi-day tournament with public replay, so everyone knows what the opponent is playing, assuming they've looked at the film and whatnot. But we do get to go first. Hand is not too amazing to start with, but we do have the lure. We have the double yadas, so it's a start at least. Drawing into Dust Shoot. Very good. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that we banish this. Don't really want to waste our Galen. The Blizzard does not have many good targets. So yeah, pretty clear, I think. Just Dust Shoot, set the 2 yadas, and we see what he has. Yeah, he's got a pretty good hand too, but I think so. I do send back the hamster, and I do think that's correct because yes, he still has darks to use the allure on, but my hand my hand is kind of slow at the moment, and I think if I let him keep the hamster, he'll just start accumulating slowly advantage. He'll have the Caius. Like, I could send back the Caius, but like, I don't really want to deal with hamster and Raiko at the moment. Like, and I don't really see a point in sending back the Rocco. So we do send that back. He is gonna allure, so I'll hide the hand again. Banishes the Caius, so in my mind, I don't have to worry about the Caius for now. Sets 2. Assuming one of them is the bottomless. He's probably not gonna set Burial right now. There's no point. And we pass. We draw into another trap. Not really what we want to see, so we do fire the yada. Yeah, I don't know why I did this, by the way. I think I was like trying to play around a Dust Shoot, but like it was very silly. He can just Dust Shoot me immediately. There's no reason to wait, I think. Yeah, that's silly. Draw Sirocco, not very useful right now because he doesn't have a field. And I just pass like that with setting the bottomless. Yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm just supposed to use the 1 yada and not the both, because like my hand is still not doing anything, and ideally I want to capitalize off the Dust Shoot while I can, but if I'm just holding it, it's just like, what does holding yada accomplish here? Like, I sent back the hamster, so there's no right go. He's not gonna blind MST like a random back row. There's not gonna be a heavy storm either because he has a set. So yeah, I think I should have used this and see if I can draw like a monster summon. The problem is he does have bottomless, so this whirlwind is not gonna get mileage, but at least if I draw like a level 4 any bottomlesses, that means my Sirocco won't get bottomless. So there's that. Arma sends the Necro, that's fine. We don't really care too much about it. Only problem is it sets up for a Caius if he drew into one, even though one is gone. And I'm not, at the time I was not sure if he was playing 2 or 3. So we do draw a level 4. And again, I'm not using this, which is very frustrating to me looking back, because there's really no reason for this to just sit there. Like, yeah, I do not like. I do think this is okay because we know about the bottomless. We can at least try to grab a Vayu. But he's gonna MST that, so no whirlwind for us. But we do want to try to bait out the Necro so that he can't Caius us. And we summon into the bottomless. Then we have try to kill it. He's gonna protect. We pass. Yep. Caius, but we do have the out, fortunately. Now I fire it while drawing into the third Yada. Okay, we have an upstart. Pretty good. Okay, so what can I do here? Just pass. Well, pass meaning set my back row. I don't think there's a need to set D prison though, because he doesn't really have a graveyard. So like, what would I be prisoning? I guess a card trooper. But I think it's fine to bring out the Bora and just start pressuring. Like, Gores would be annoying, but also 2 Caius are gone, so like Gores plus Caius would be backbreaking, but just Gores is fine because we can prison, and like we have the Sirocco to attack over a token. So I think we are just hitting. Sets. Do draw the Shura, hoping it's a Raikou so that he's forced to pop it, but unfortunately for us, the hamster was redrawn. So I think for a bit here to decide whether I want to attack, and I decide not to because I know that he has Sirocco in the hand, and I don't really want him to hit my D prison. I want to wait and hope he hits my Yada, and then hope he doesn't have anything else besides Sirocco and try to attack. Well, we know about Burial, but he doesn't really have anything to put back. But I don't know. Maybe I am supposed to just swing for 16 and hope he hits the Yada, even though I can't chain the Yada. So that's why I think I didn't attack. But I don't know. Getting the Raikou out of the way is really good too, because it would force him to tribute over this to summon the Sirocco. So unlucky for us. Hits the D prison, and we do see some triple Caius. So good to know. We take a lot of damage. So it's a back row. Draw another Sirocco, not really what we need. Bottomless is okay. You know, we don't really have much to do at this point except hope the attack goes through. Yeah, he has Vayu. We know about Burial. So I think we are cooked at this point. Yeah. Yeah, because, like, we could hold the bottomless and, like, wait to bottomless the other thing so that we're not giga dead. But just have the Gale, so it doesn't really matter too much. So we are going to lose this game. Even though I opened the Dust Shoot, I really couldn't capitalize it. I capitalized off the info that I had from the shoot, and I couldn't really play around the cards that he had in my hand. He had in hand. So, and I think I was holding the Yadas for longer than necessary. So I think that also had an impact. So moving on to game 2. We draw both our sided DD Crows, but it's okay. We can just lure one of them. Thankfully, we draw into a Blackwing. Set, Prison, and Yada. I'm not really a fan usually of setting the bottomless on the first turn against Vayu because usually they'll try to go for like either a set monster or like, you know, a card trooper, and I would ideally like to hit a card trooper if one came on the field. Does do the Grepher. So he is going for the more aggressive option. I'm not going to crow this because I have the Prison. And I'm totally... Could be an argument to flipping this in case I draw Kaloop, but like, I don't really care about that because we're getting rid of the Grepher anyway, which is good for us, and like Kaloot on a Bora doesn't really do much here. If it was like a Shura, well, then he would not be crashing. But I digress. Draw another Yada. Hopefully we use it. Yep. Dusts on not my Yada. He's not doing a good job of hitting my Yadas. Which is what I want to see. Just sets. I'm not setting anything. Hoping that a Raika will hit this. So I end up not setting the bottomless, and it turns out to not be worth it because he does go into the Stardust, and my hand at the moment is quite bad into a Stardust. Like, basically my hope is to draw into a Sirocco so I can brain con the Stardust. That's obviously the best case scenario. Like, I can always like bait the Stars with Icarus, then crowing it so that it can't come back, but obviously that's way worse. Yeah. Do draw the Sirocco, which is good for us. Argument either tribute set or tribute summon. I don't think it matters too much. Like, we do have another Wing Beast to put in rotation, even if he does have an answer to this, so I don't think tribute set is needed. So yeah, we're in a pretty good spot right now. Hitting the TT and the mirror. So now it's just Bora beats. Yeah, so, okay, I set the two bottomless here. Reason being is, in case there's like Well, first of all, keeping one bottomless in the hand doesn't really accomplish anything. And like, although I have Heavy Storm, you might think I do not want to set more back rows, but at the same time, Return is a card, Burial is a card, and like his returns are very good right now. So I want to make sure I have the second response because one Crow isn't gonna cut it if there's a return set. But yeah, now we draw Blizzy, so we just go for game. Game 3, we have a Whirlwind. Love to see it. T-set. So obviously there's an option to play this, but again, Raikou exists, Dust Tornado exists, Bottomless also exists. Like, we could go for like Whirlwind play immediately, but again, that would just get punished. We could go for Whirlwind Kalute to play around a Bottomless, but again, do we really need to send out a Kalute right now into a possible Raikou / answered, or just make like a level 6 that would get answered by a trap, even if the Whirlwind does resolve? And obviously Whirlwind plus Sure is a very strong combo. And we want to make sure that we get a plus off it if we can. So I'm just going to run out the Sirocco. Try to bait out a Raikou, and if it's Hamster, that's good because we can at least run over the Hamster. Turns out to be a Reaper, which is a little concerning to leave that on the field because if he does have a way to like deal with the Sirocco. Well, we do have the Kalute, so that's good. I guess that means Armed Wing doesn't have to attack over it, but if there's any way to... I don't think we're at risk right now of him ripping a card. So yeah, we just set the Bottomless. Flips a Pro Storm, which it's nice to see because that means my Whirlwind is more likely to stick when I put it on the field. So he tries to go for the Vayu, but we Crow. Again, we could just Kalute, so he's not going to be able to rip a card out of the hand, but I do want to save the Kalute for a potential like Sure play. Okay, so what do I do now? I'm trying to remember. This was a few weeks ago. Do I just go for the... I think I attack the Greffer first. Yep. You definitely want to get rid of that ASAP. Prison. Fine by me. Means my Whirlwind can now go uncontested. We do have the Brain Control to out the Reaper, but it's kind of a waste of a Brain Con, and I'd rather just search the Gale and Gale outs it for free. Plus we still have a Shura summon with the Whirlwind. If there's no Caius to clear. So I go for the Goyo. It plays around another Sirocco. It plays around any Vayu play because no Vayu Synchro can get over this. I mean, yeah. Oh yes, and because of Caius, like, I'd rather the Goyo get Caius than the Whirlwind in this spot. Yeah, that was a misclick. So Dad is still a possibility, but we have the Brain. Start into another Kalute. pretty good. But yeah, I'm just gonna get the Blizzard comboed with the Brain. Force the Gardener here with the Greffer, with the Shura attack. Then we take the Greffer. We could send... No, there's no reason to... Yeah, I thought we had like a Sirocco in the grave, but we don't. So we're not really using this to get advantage. It's just a body. Like, potentially, if the Grepper stays, we can Blizzard Search Vayu. And then we have an option. There is an argument to playing around Dad, but like, he has Plague anyway. So he can get to Dad even if I choose not to take this. He does end up drawing it. I'm not worried because he can't OTK me through all this. Like, I don't think Burial isn't game either, I think. Let me check. Because he can make like... Yeah, because he would need to use the Burial. He doesn't have enough to stack for the Plague. So it wouldn't be game with Burial. We would still have enough to use our Brain and... Yeah. Heavy, not very useful. Just make the Armdwing because I have Colute. It's pretty straightforward from here. Goes for the Greffer. Goes for a Synchro in an attempt to stay alive, but we do have the answer, so we take that game. Right. Next round, we're up against Adam JM95, a very reputable Amaryllis player. I believe he got second place at the Raleigh Time Wizard with Amaryllis, so... generally, this is a favored matchup for Blackwings, most people would say, but again, it's Amaryllis is quite a high roll deck. Like, they could just mill crazy and just have all the steel equip cards and just do titanial spam and stuff like that. So it's not like a totally free matchup in my opinion, but you definitely have a lot of tools at your disposal to counter that deck. Don't mind me, I'm just drinking my sweet tea and trying to not dehydrate myself while going through these. Let's go for the turn 1 Titanial. Quite annoying for us because our hand is basically a brick. And we drew Solemn, which is a really bad card in this matchup. Especially when staring down an established Titanial. So we try to bait out the Titanial, but he does not negate. So not good for us. But at the bright side, it will be halved. So if we draw like a level 4 to get over this, then we're in a good spot. We also have heavy as well, so we draw like a Shura or something. We're chilling. Yeah, we're just drawing all the bad cards. Yeah, we don't care if he hits that. The Wind Blast hurts. Yeah, we are just giga dead. Yeah, he has the ammo. Finally draw Blackwing, but we just took too much damage. We have nothing to stop the Amaryllis burn. So that was a quick game 1 loss. Game 2, we open better. So I choose to Whirlwind first because I want to get the Kalute. And I think, yeah, I value keeping the Kalute over the Gale in this case, because, like, I don't know if Gale is super impactful in this matchup other than making Black Rose, but, like, we can make Black Rose with, like, Sirocco or Blizzard or... Yeah, I definitely value the Kalute more in this matchup. Set both. He's just setting, so it's probably breaking because it's Amaryllis. Draw a second Whirlwind. Don't really need to play it right now because even if we do have Heavy Storm, like, Bottomless is a very good card against Amaryllis. We don't want to just get rid of it even though we have another one. Even though we do have the potential to just heavy our stuff. Oh, I did not mean to hover over that, but we have the potential to just double Whirlwind and get a ton of advantage. And, like, there is merit to do it, but I feel like I'm fine with the position that I have and just save the Whirlwind for the second Whirlwind for, like, in case he has any answer to this. So I do decide to go for the more aggressive push now in case, you know, yeah, just if there's like a Dandelion or a Raikou set, you know, we're putting on the pressure here. Torrential's honestly totally okay because he had the Raikou, so he would be unable to mill, and that's really the key I think in this matchup, is to just don't allow them to mill, like, because that's when you have the potential to just get completely high rolled and they'll end up sending like a bunch of plants for their miracle fertilizer. They'll send it like a Necro Gardener or like Amaryllis Volcanic Counter if they play it. So better to just go aggro when you can. Draw into Upstart into the Blizzy, the power of Upstart. And we pass. Crow, not too useful right now, but in case anything is in the grave, that'll be good to hit. Yeah, now we're just trying to be aggressive. MST, totally fine. Okay, so he crows this actually. I think he didn't realize that I was on Blackwings in game 1 because all he saw were like Royal Oppression, Gale, and Vayu. So that's why there's a crow there. So a little bit annoying, but we're fine because, again, he's not doing anything. Just hitting in for the chip damage. Could have done like Sirocco play, but like 47 plus 13. It wouldn't have been game if we distribute summon for that. So now we have a game shot because set's probably like another Raikou, a Dandelion, or Plague, and we have the Sirocco. We still have the third Bora to search and the Kalute. So I think no matter what, it's game. Like, even if you had like a Wind Blast or something, or a Discard Trap, it doesn't really matter. So we do that. On to game 3. Two, again, really good hand, lots of pressure. We've even got dusts for Mark of the Rose or any other back row. Mills and Amaryllis, so that's live. So that's one. We have double Bora and Sirocco, so it's like we have the potential to go potentially 37 or 3600 damage and Blizzy for a follow-up, so it's really good for us. Already at 44, and if he does not have a way to out the Sirocco, he's just dead. Or something to stop the blizzard as well. Lucky for us, let's have the MST. It was a bluff anyway, but I think if I didn't draw the MST, what would I do? If I didn't draw the MST, I probably would just go like, not summon the blizzard, just special this and pump, do like another 37, then we still have the blizzard to close out the game on the following turn, because like I don't really want to extend into a potential mirror or anything. Oh, actually no, never mind, mirror's in the grave, so then I guess I would do it anyway, probably. Yeah, I'd probably do the same play in that case. Like, yeah, because he would still have to deal with this, and then whatever sinker I make. Or maybe not. Because he would get this back. Yeah, maybe I'd probably like... Yeah, I'm not sure what I've done had I not drawn that. That's just too many hypotheticals. But we do take the Amaryllis game. Next match. This is against Silches, and he is on Diva Hero Zombie. He's quite a well-known zombie player. And I believe in this tournament he was using a list similar to best Yu-Gi-Oh player NA's Hero Zombie list. Very explosive, can OTK out of nowhere, so naturally I'm a little bit afraid of this matchup, even though in theory it's a good matchup for me. But I still think you have to play against this deck a certain way so that you don't give them enough opportunities to kill you. So our hand's good. Don't really think I need to set the mirror, but we just get the Sure out. Yeah, pretty standard. That's MST, good for us. Goes for a very aggressive push. So he's immediately down on cards. Sets and pass. So immediately I'm thinking here, okay, well, he could have a return set, and maybe that's why he went for such a bold move. And I have a good hand as well, but I think I misplayed a bit here, and you'll see why in a sec. So we blizzard, I think that's right. So what I should have done, in my opinion, was attack over the Dark End and collude, because the Hero Zombie deck typically doesn't main Dimensional Prison, so it would have to be like a mirror force or something like that. So there's very little punish for me to just attack. And then once the attack goes through, brain control the Grepher to play around a Caius in the hand and then synchro there. But I choose to do like a very weird play. So I try to like Goyo. Yeah, I don't like this. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I was thinking of. Yes, I was thinking about return, but like I overextended into the Goyo for like no reason to out the dead when I could just attack. So yeah, that was very silly of me. So now I set both because if he has Caius, I don't want him to just target the back row. We do get value off the mirror though, so that's nice. Draw upstart. The Kalute. Does have the second bottomless, unfortunately. Yeah, so now we are in a way worse position than we would be if I had done the play that I had first explained. But luckily for me, he isn't doing anything right now. Drawing Icarus and Soraka, can't really use any of them. Do a bit of draw passing. Future Fusion, don't really have a response for that. Stratos, fine. I could deprison, but I let it go through because I want to summon the Soraka. Attack. Icarus that so that 0 doesn't come out. We do have answers to a 0, but I think it's still better to do it like this just in case. Get a Book of Life, that was dead. He has not seen any zombies this game, interestingly, aside from Plague. So it's almost like he's playing Diva Hero. Next turn we go for the Shuro Whirlwind. There's no response, so that's pretty good for us. And he's taking these attacks. Now, it is quite concerning here for me, even though I'm up in cards. I'm at 2,400, and like I do have Deepers and then Bottomless as a backup, but there is a chance that I could die if he somehow baits my cards and has like a return push or a miracle push or whatnot. So I just attack. But one thing I could have done is, because he didn't respond to my Shura and Whirlwind Search, I could have gone Blizzard, attempt to bring back a level 4, grab Vayu, go for the Brio, pitch my cards on the back row, and let's see. Yeah, I could have like special the Gale as well and just try to go for game. Like, obviously Mirror Force is a thing. Torrential is also a thing. But I feel like I should have been a bit more aggressive aside from just attacking. Like, not necessarily try to go for game, because I could just like summon out the Gale, summon out the Vayu Synchro, but Brioing also could just be fine too, because it sets up a card in the grave and it puts the pressure on him to respond to that, or he loses on the following turn. doesn't end up chiasing. He actually solemns the bottomless. So that's a little bit scary, but we do have the prison. And then we draw into the dad. And it would be game, but his dust shoot that was set like for 5 turns is now live, so we can't go for that. I am gonna search for the Vayu because just to put him at low enough that a Sirocco search would kill him. Yeah, he does end up ripping the Miracle, and I was like, okay, well, he can attack over this, but it's not game, and I can, like, the following turn, do the search, and then go for a pump. But he does have the mind control, and he did end up having the mirror as well, for if I try to go for game. So, yeah, I end up losing this game. Made a big misplay in the early part of the game, and then the turn when I was up ahead, I wasn't as aggressive as I should be when playing against this deck. So game 2, not the greatest hand in terms of pressure. Like, I choose to set the oppression in case he opens Future Fusion. Don't really see a reason to summon anything. Like, could summon Vayu, but like, what does that really do? Not much. He has Stratos, which is a very bad card for me in this spot because I don't really want to waste a Kalu to attack a Stratos. And like, yes, he Gold Starks Heavy Storm too, and now I'm like, well, I just have a bunch of trap cards and no way to pressure. So I'm in a rough spot here. So I do set Prison in the Vayu. Maybe Icarus was better here, but yeah, it might have been better. But like, prisoning this is also not too bad. Yeah, draw Dad. Could potentially get it live, but not yet. I'm probably supposed to summon the Kalut, set Icarus here actually, because it puts the second dark and I can Crow to get the third live. Gets his heavy. Chain Crow here because I like didn't want him to prio the Mali, but I think I'm just supposed to wait for the Plague anyway. I'm probably going to preemptively Crow regardless because I have Dad, but in this case, it's usually better to Crow the Plague. Taking a lot of damage. So Soraka's okay, but we lose the game if it's bottomless, so do have to try to attack. Drop the Dad. And we lose to Brain Control. So in that game, not too much we could have done in game 2. Our hand was just not aggressive enough. Like, a couple of things, maybe setting the Icarus would make a difference, but the fact that he grabbed Heavy Storm off the Gold Sark made it very awkward to play my traps. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, the couple of misplays in game 1 might have cost me. So now we're X1 in this tournament. Next round, we're against Sir Charlie Games. He's on zombies as well, actually, but a different zombie version. This is the Instant Fusion zombie build. Okay. So having lost to zombies already, I'm feeling a little on edge playing against another zombie deck because I know fully well what these decks are capable of doing. Those Krebins pass. No back row, which is good for me. Krebins is a little bit annoying because sets up Synchro Kais, but we do have these traps, which are very good. Death Shoot, especially. So we have all the answers to deal with anything he tries to do. So, kind of annoying that he has both like Goblin and Sangan, so he has access to floaters no matter what. But I think Caius is the pick here, so I don't have to waste a Solemn on the Caius. Leech is bottomless. Any Synchro or Icarus or whatnot. So he grabs the Plague. Sets one. Most likely a bottomless. So we just attack. He goes for another Synchro. We basically have to Icarus. Does have MST, which is annoying. Like, so our Solemn isn't guaranteed to be super impactful. Draw Upstart, let's see what we can get. Sure, it's pretty good. Does have the bottomless that we knew about, but we do have to, like, I could Solemn it, but like I don't really see the reason to. Like, if he ended up drawing Gores, that's very bad for us, even if we do have the Kalut to deal with it. And just like going down to 4,000 against zombies is like a dangerous game, especially because I have no other back row. So I just let it go through. Set Book of Life. A little annoying turns off our Blizzard, but makes this. I guess he doesn't play Magical Android, because that's just infinitely better to make than Catastor in this spot. So we can technically get over this. I don't know if he plays Deep Prison or not, so I just pass. Draw another Shura, pretty good. Go for the attack. This time I'm okay with extending because I have Solemn for a mirror. Turtle is a very annoying card to attack into when you have a Shura. Like, even though you get the plus, they still get their engine. So here I have, okay, so I was actually thinking for a bit here whether to summon the Gale or the Vayu, because Gale gives me access to a level 8, but I know that he searched Gale, so basically any Synchro summon not Colossal would get answered by a Gale, unless I choose to Solemn the Gale, which is an option, but it's a little bit crazy. Yeah, so he's right now at 4 darks, can easily get to 3. So there is a consideration to make Stardust to play around Dad, but that also turns on another Book of Life if I synchro. Then he also has the Mizuki. I have Kalut. Like, basically right now the option, he can Black Rose, and I don't really care honestly if there's a Black Rose because it turns on my Vayu. So I'm okay with leaving these up. Does MST. Unfortunately for me, he top decks Dad, and this is where we proceed to lose. I'm pretty sure it was off the top too. It wasn't like in the hand or anything. But that's Edison format for you. Sometimes they do be top decking Dad. So now I have only one play, and it's try to attack over Dad, and even then we can't get over the Stardust unless we draw into another Kalut. So the game is going to be over right then. Game 2, we open the best cards against zombies, Royal Oppression, and Deck Dev. D-Person is good too in case they just want to attack with recruiters. Set both. Yeah, you'll notice I'm not really like trying to play around heavy, and like that's kind of something I often do with this deck, like set 2 and test if they have heavy on the opening turn. There's also a chance that if they know I'm on Yada, they might be less inclined to storm on the first turn. And I do want to have at least the Royal Oppression set, that's for sure. And the Deck Dev set, because I have a potential next turn do Armor Master Deck Dev. Though, actually, I could have done it on the first turn, just make Armor Master, and then it wouldn't be so bad if I get stormed. So, yeah, I misplayed here. Just T-sets. So now I have to, like, risk going into the Deck Dev here. Although it's not too bad because I have Blizzard. So, like, I'm not worried about Torrential necessarily, but definitely should have done it on the first turn. So now I'm doing it here. Like, on the first turn would be much better because he would have had this in the hand, not on the field. So it would have been destroyed if I had shotgunned it, so. But now I just let him get a search for no reason. So here I also could have had the option to shotgun the DDV, but I choose not to. And that might be very sus on my part, because he could have like a Caius in the hand or something like that. Could have done it here as well, but because I have Royal Oppression, I decide to let it go. It's not the dust, but I'm fine with it. I have Blizzard, so, and I'll be able to see whatever back row he has. So as long as it's like nothing to stop the summon, then I should be okay. But yeah, might have been an ill-timed Deck Dev hold in this game. Yeah, this time I just decide to, I decided to wait on the DD because I wanted him to discard a card to out this Armor Master, because he can't really out it aside from Brio. So we chain it, and we do hit a Sangan out of the hand, which is nice. We see Mirror and Zombie Master, so we do have ways to deal. We could make our own Brio. Obviously, the Whirlwind top deck makes it a lot easier because we can get the Vayu. Yeah, this was a bit silly because I know there's Mirror Force. I think I wanted to bait out the Mirror Force so I didn't have to deal with it on the following turn, but like I have a Silver Wind in the grave. I can just kill the Brio, just bounce, and then like next turn he still has to deal with the Brio on the field plus my other monsters, so this was not a very clean play on my part. Do Braincon. A little annoying. He has a game shot here. But I have the prison. He does just decide to go for it. And I think that might make sense because he's down on cards. He's still under the DDV. Then again, he does have the Plague. So like if he waits it out, he's also on 8200, so he's not at risk of dying. So it might be not a great play on his part, but I understand why he wants to try to go for it because I'm quite low on life points. Fortunately, I can still prison one of these and survive. I prison the Goblin so he doesn't get a search because I'm still left with 300. Our brain is dead, but it does not matter. Oh, he just loses. So yeah, not the most perfect play, but deck div carries, but what can I say? Goes set pass. Draw 2 Crow, which is nice. Even though it's not like live right now, but it's nice to have at least some interruption that doesn't lose to like a heavier dust. Obvious play here, Shura. Fortunately, it is the Pyramid Turtle and not the Goblin. So, trying to think of why I grabbed Gale. Might have been because I wanted Gale to be in the grave in case of Caius, and like I can Blizzard back the Gale and have the Caius and run it over that way. I think that's what was on my mind while I was doing this. And also because I wanted to make a wing beast too, so I have a live Icarus. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of how I've played out this particular match. Yeah, I chain the Yada. I do chain the Icarus here, and like I don't want to deal with the Zombie Master. I do have the Crow, but I'd rather have it be off the field because I have no pressure. Like, yeah, I don't think I should have done this. Just make him have the Caius. Even though Caius is very likely and would be annoying, we do have Blizzard, and we can either go for Gale or the Goyo play to deal with the Caius. So, yeah, not a big fan of this play. Draw another turtle. Hold the upstart so in case I draw a Vayu. Ended up being a whirlwind, so unlucky for us. Suki is fine here, even if he tributes for Kai's. We still have our Blizzard and we can crow whatever the Mizuki targets. Did end up having it. So wonder why I did this instead of doing the Goyo play. I guess because he's on Book of Life, I feel pressured to use the Vayu effect, even because he might banish my Vayu later on and I won't be able to use it. I think that was my reasoning here, but Goyo is ultimately the better play, in my opinion. Like if the Goyo forces a trap, it's whatever, we still have this. And I'd probably summon it in main too then. Yeah, we get rid of that. Let's see. Do we want to banish the other Blizzard and not the Kalut? It might be in our advantage to keep the Blizzard. But like, now with 2 back rows set, I'm a little afraid of overextending. So I just attack. And here I should have just passed, but I go for the main phase 2 Blizzard. It's definitely very very sus of me. Didn't need to summon that at all, but I wanted to have bodies on the field because I'm at 5,000 and I don't have any real back row. My only defense is the crow. So that's why I think I did what I did. Does make Goyo. I do preemptively crow that because if I have Dark Art, if he has Dad, I lose the game. He tries to take this, but you actually can't bring this back. Top deck Dad, which is not the card you want to see because we just went to 4 darks. Very unfortunate. He did have the mirror for the Shura. So yeah, it was kind of annoying in this game. He kind of just like had the right traps when he needed, but I also did some very weird plays also because I was trying to play around Caius too much when I should have just let the Caius happen. Yeah. Not very happy with how I played this. So, lost 2 matches in a row to zombies, so I need to win the next 2 matches of Swiss to get into the top cut. So, who do we play against round 7? We play against SDL Killa. He is on Diva Hero Beat, which can be quite annoying for the Blackwing deck. So, great hand for me. I do go for the turn 1 Armed Wing because it sets up our Dad, and because I know he's on Hero Beat, I want to get the big monster on the board as soon as possible. And we have the Dust Shoot, so we are in a pretty good spot here. Let's see the hand. He's got an okay hand. So here I send back the Gores, which I don't know for sure if I should have done this. Like, I think in my mind I just didn't want to deal with the Gores. Like, yeah, I can like attack. He drops the Gores, but I do a battle trap for it, and taking the alias turns off the Gemini spark, turns off any miracle fusion if he top decks the water, so not a fan of this in hindsight, but I think I just didn't want to deal with it. I just wanted to like have something, because I saw like if he dropped the Gores and redrew the alias, redrew like a here, he'd have like ways to like stall out, and I wanted to end the game faster. I think that's why I took back the Gores. Yeah, I'm fine with this. It forces him to deal with my board. Hits the Whirlwind, which I guess I'm not too sure why, because he does have Bottomless and Torrential, so like even if I do have another monster, he has answers to Whirlwind. And he has answers to the dad as well, so I don't know. It's an interesting choice. I guess the MST was to play around the Icarus. That makes sense. Alright, what do we got? Yeah, we know TT and Bottomless, we just attack. Does shoot our dad. A little unfortunate, but again, we still have a lot of pressure. Does TT. So that's probably Bottomless, a Miracle in the hand. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Okay, he's not going to attack, doesn't really want to lose to a battle trap. Oh, Ocean's on the field, that's a problem. Yeah, so I just go ahead and special summon that because I want to kill that thing. Does bait out the Gem Spark, which is good for us. He does get Ocean, but because he has no Stratos, it's not like backbreaking for him to resolve an Ocean because we have all these traps anyway. I'm gonna Pression that because we know about the Miracle. So we know about Bottomless, and we can probably, well no, one of the sets are Bottomless and Miracle at least, because he added back Alias to the hand, so that's the card in hand. So we only don't know about one card. So I do go for the Sirocco, and I do Solemn the Bottomless because I'm saying, well, you better have drawn like a Deep Prison or a Mirror Force to deal with this, because otherwise you're gonna have a hard time clearing this. Didn't manage to clear that. Blizzard, not the best card to see under oppression. Tag into the set. Unfortunately, it was a DD Warrior Lady, so our Sirocco gets cleanly outed. And it passes. It ended up being a very grindy game, which tends to happen when you play against Hero Beat. So yeah, I do decide to bait out the oppression because I have Icarus to tribute my Blizzy, and then he's at 800 and I'll be free to special summon as much as I want. And it threatens lethal with Vayu. So he is forced to mirror that. I do go for the summon because I know Bottomless is gone and one Bottomless is gone and I don't want him to draw into another, but he did draw into the second one, which is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. We have all these traps. He has Miracle Fusion set, so like unless he draws Heavy Storm, we're in a really good spot. Yeah, we're not gonna lure because we need this Blizzard to go off. Yeah, that's 2 out of our 3 Blizzards are gone. So we try to go for game. Hero Blast puts a stop to it. Okay with the Alias because we have Bottomless. Draw the 3rd Blizzard, so again, makes me less inclined to lure, but we have Kalut to attack. TT and Mirror Force are out of the equation, so like Solemns. Again, we are missing the damage we need to go for game. 2nd Hero Blast, crippling, but we still have monsters to draw. Whirlwind doesn't really do much right now. Brain Control, I think he's understanding that he loses to Brain Control, so that's why he's setting his monsters and not putting them face up, because I'm lower in deck count and I can potentially deck out. But I do go for it because I still have 2 Siroccos, I still have, yeah, I think I have all my Shuras, and yeah, 2 Boras, so any amount of damage will be enough. So the Blind Allure, thankfully, easy banish, and yeah, he understands this game. Game 2. Heavy monster hand. Not necessarily what you want to see against Hero Beat, but fortunately he only has 1 back row. So yeah, could argue to just put out the Shura and not the Whirlwind, but like my hand is like, by nature I'm like forced to play aggressively, so like I think I just have to hope it sticks, I guess, but like I could keep it in the hand, but I think I also want to try to make like, I want to search Gale. So he doesn't hit the Whirlwind, he hits that. It's okay, because we have Blizzard. Diva into Android is fine too. No back row, so I assume there's an Honest. Thankfully for us, he didn't destroy the Whirlwind, so we're able to go Gale into Armor Master and just effectively deal with any Honest. Goes set 1. No response on the Whirlwind or Summon. Pretty good for us. Put it to defense. No need to lose to a battle trap, and this Shura Whirlwind demands an answer. Yeah. Trades into the Honest, but we're totally okay with that, because he still needs to clear this. And basically has to be like Gemspark or like a Diva. Does pop the Whirlwind. Yeah, that's fine with us. So now we take this, try to force out the Spark if he has it. Does not. There's no blast either. Yeah. Deeper's in totally fine. Heavy. A Diva here would have been pretty bad for us, but luckily he did not have it. Summon. Is this the... No, that's not the third blizzard, but we've been summoning them quite a lot. Yeah. Go for the back row because you want to clear their ocean before things go wrong. Yeah, any Miracle Fusion. Miracle Fusion would really suck, but we do have the Vayu as follow-up just in case. And Icarus, so I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing. Baits out the Honest, good for us. He does, but could have waited, but like we're still like pretty ahead, I'd say. And even like a Miracle Fusion top deck, he would not be able to get over the Silver Wind. He's also used like all his monsters too. Like he sells Hero Blasts, but all the heroes are mostly gone. One Diva's gone. So basically put him on a top deck mode. Not gonna do much, and yeah, that's gonna be game. Quite grindy, as I said, but we pulled through. Alright, last round in Swiss. The person I need to beat to make into the top cut, Ghost Rider. He's on his signature Dragon Turbo deck, and as you all know, playing against Dragon Turbo, you really have to pray to God that they don't go off. So, see what happens. Lost to die roll, which is pretty bad start. Our hand isn't like super interactive into Dragon Turbo either, but luckily for us, he just goes set one pass. Here I go. Immediately for the aggressive push. He tracks, that's fine. We just have an Armor Master because there's no need to leave both of those on the field for him to potentially take, and pretty certain he doesn't main deck Gore, so it's not like I'm at risk at getting this stolen. Basically needs to Brio this because likely he's not main decking Lightning Vortex. Goes for the trade-in. And the track is permanently halved, so I'm chilling right now. He just draws one, so you can tell hand's not super great. Force the Reckless. You do get the Whirlwind, which is really good. Great card to see in this matchup. Well, you want to see it in every matchup, but Dragon Turbo especially, because you cannot rely on just your traps. So we could have the option to either go for the 5 or go for the 8. Don't really see a point in making Stardust because I don't have any traps. So we just leave the Armor Master, gain some life points. He's trying to dig for some sort of play. Goes with the Drago. Just to prevent me from going Blizzard into like an OTK, which is reasonable. Draw into the Mirror, which isn't really useful in this matchup, honestly. It's most likely gonna get True Nated, Heavy Storm, Brio bounced, but So I decided to tribute over the Armor Master, although I could attack and use the Armor Master effect to put a wedge counter. I just really do not want to leave the red med on the field. Like, he technically can't bring back anything from the grave because he's locked under his own Draco, but I just don't think it's a good idea for me to leave this on the field. So we deal with it. Set our back row. Another Reckless. He's doing his thing. We are at 10,200, so it's not super easy to kill us, at least. It just goes for the... I try to put it to the grave, but I try to put it on his side of the field, but I forget that Draco stops it. That's back, draw some cards. Just get the Bora. I guess potentially it allows us to go for a big push on the following turn once we've cleared this. Said I definitely should summon Vayu effect, by the way, like, because he could always like bring back the Draco, and I do have Kalut to back it up. So yeah, I really should put that on the field earlier. See what it does. I'm just hoping I can survive with my Kalut in the hand. But he ultimately, I guess he figured, let's see his hand. Yeah, he's just trying to like go for the push because he's used up a lot of resources and like basically just has to hope I don't have anything. But Mirror Force ended up being very good, so we end up stealing game 1. Game 2, well, he does Dragon Turbo stuff, so see for yourself. Sometimes the deck just decks. What can I say? All the rejuice. So yeah, likely there's a royal decree somewhere in there, so our chances of winning are almost non-existent, but we have to try something. Yeah. Toss up whether you go Stardust or Colossal. I think I just have to pray there's no decree, even though he's literally at 6 cards left, so there's going to be a decree at some point, but Colossal loses to a Draco as well. So, yeah. And that's where we go to the game 3. Yeah, I take all the damage just in case, even though it's like 99.99% game. You never know. Alright, game 3. We opened the deck dev. Brain is also good here because it can out anything problematic, permitting that we don't get OTK'd. So yeah, set the Kalut because following turn we can go for Blizzard into Catastor, then our deck dev is immediately live. Yeah, we setting both. Never playing around Heavy Storm against Dragon Turbo, like, some against this deck, you just have to accept if they have all the cards you need, you're losing no matter what. So you just have to hope they have only some of the pieces to their combo. Lure, get rid of that. So he's thinking a bit on the summon, and I know that Ghost likes to side TT and Mirror Force, so after he let the summon go through, I synchro right away into Catastrophe. Don't want to get punished by Mirror. Yeah, we just hope the DDV gets us there. Future Fusion is activated. Basically, my only worry is Royal Decree, because Royal Decree would probably lose us the game. So that's why I am not holding it. I decide to save for like try to bait out a Decree with like Bottomless on the Red Eyes or something like that. He goes for Brio, close enough. So I do get to chain that. And he used up his instant fusion, so he has no extenders left for the turn, but his hand is still very good, and if I don't draw anything to OTK him on the following turn, then I'm just cooked. So, but good news is I have Brain Con on the Brio. I just need any Blackwing that's not Vayu, basically, to kill him, or Dark Armed. So I do have quite a bit of good tops as long as I don't draw a trap card. Yeah, he adds this back. Yeah, he has all he needs to kill me on the next turn. But fortunately, the Blackwing gods smile on us and we draw what we need to secure the game and to get our top cut spot. So now we move on to the top cut. All right, top 16 match. This is against Stashi. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. He's on Hero Frogs. So somehow this is the first frog deck I faced in the entire tournament. So I think I'm like okay playing against frogs as Blackwings. I definitely feel more comfortable playing with Blackwings versus frogs than with Vayu versus frogs, because with Vayu I think I have to get very lucky to beat frogs or just draw like all my side deck hate at once, whereas with Blackwings I can do like piercing damage. I have Whirlwinds and Klutz just put immediate pressure, and that immediate pressure I can't really do with Vayu. So see how it goes here. Start off, we open Heavy Storm against frogs. Hate to see it, but Solemn is good too. Search the Mally Edge. Gets his Treeborn. So I have the option here to either Bora, Klute over the Stratos. Not the best use of Klute. Blizzard, special the Bora, make Goyo. And I think I am supposed to do that because I have Solemn set and it just puts up a lot of pressure and it stops a Monarch too, and then like I have another Blizzard in my hand, so I can potentially do like big damage. So yeah, not a fan of this play. Let's attack. Klute. Here I get a little cute. I don't Solemn this, and I think that's quite silly of me because I guess I'm like, oh well, I have a Blackwing in the grave already, but I can't really get over the Caius. So yeah, that's very silly of me to not Solemn this. I guess I was trying to like save it or something, but I just bounced that, which is like okay to me. So I'm like, okay, well, I can still solemn it later, provided there's nothing to destroy my solemn, like an MST or a discard trap. So here, what do I do? Probably going for the Rocco, yeah. Don't really see a need to go for the 5 just yet. Does end up hitting my solemn and not the heavy, so yeah. Punished for not using the solemn. Very bad spot for me. Icarus is not too bad, because we can at least Icarus our own heavy storm. That's likely not going to get any value. Does the bounce again. That is really good here. And we can guarantee get the 3rd dark because of the Icarus. Gain some much needed life points. Yep. Does target the 3rd dark, understandable. But at least that allows us to leave our android up. Here I just summon the dad because we have game if we don't use the upstart. Battle Fader unfortunately puts a stop to that. So we find an MST, again, not very useful, except to potentially snipe a discard trap. So yeah, here he basically goes for a Black Rose play, which is understandable because we know he has Mally Edge in the hand, so he has nothing to deal with dad. Yep, we have no response for that. We know about Mally Edge. We set the oppression because he has a bunch of heroes and we don't want Miracle Fusion cooking us. Not summoning the Bora, keep him off the Mally Edge. Whirlwind. We get saved by Whirlwind because it allows us to grab the Collude. So now Mally Edge isn't enough. He needs an actual Monarch. Just econ-less. Probably playing around in Icarus. Again. Yeah, I was fine as long as there was nothing to stop me from searching the Whirlwind, that's probably fine, or like, because I have Gale in the deck still, yeah. And I can have this accordingly. Or just Shura. I just decide to, yeah. Discards a Dead Dust Shoot. Again, I'm pretty fine with this because we still don't have quite enough to game us. We still have Royal Oppression to stop a miracle. Yeah, we have the option to Shura over it, but and get a Vayu, but like get Vayu, grab Catastor. I guess that's okay, but I wanted to go up to put another monster on the field because I'm at 1500 and just to not risk myself dying. Yeah, does give us life points, good for us. Yeah, did find the miracle, but Oppression clears. So we take game 1. Whirlwind top deck basically saved us. It just sets 1 and passes, and we have basically the best hand you could ask for against frogs. Whirlwind, Sirocco, the Rug, and Solemn. It's crazy because we can get the Bora, we can do a lot of damage. If it's Dupe Frog or if it's Treeborn, we get best case scenario 4900 right off the bat. This is why frog players do not like playing against Blackwings. We're chilling. I solemn the econ because if I don't want the Stardust to be tribute off for Caius, because like, yeah, I could solemn or rug a Caius, but I still lose my Stardust, and I don't want to be like forced to solemn a heavy storm right now. So still have rug to deal with anything, so we're okay. Does go for the sub, so I guess the play was probably to econ Stardust and then normal the subs to it, which in that case holding solemn would be pretty good, but I don't know that he's going to do that, so I would rather just not let my Stardust be taken. Draw the perfect card we need at this moment because we have Vayu as well, so here I changed the Treeborn effect because I don't want the Dupe Frogs to miss timing. He has Unifrog in the grave and can add that back, but yeah, I'm not too sold on this Icarus use here because yeah, we still have the answer to the Monarch, but Miracle Fusion is a thing. Miracle Fusion lets him attack over the Stardust. So yeah, holding it is probably the better move here. I was just really hung up on him not getting the Dupes Frogs and like being able to get more cards back into the hand. Yeah, I don't think there's a reason for me to do that. And then, yeah, get punished by the Mally Edge, so he is able to run this over. Does end up having that. So we are forced to get the Clued and get our field nuked, but we need to deal with the 0. Top deck Dark Arm after our whole field is nuked. Love to see it. We do get hit by a snowman, which is unexpected, but yeah, we're not too bothered by it. And this is just game with 4 if he doesn't have a response. But he does have the dust, but honestly, I think I'm okay with this because again, I still have 3 blizzards in my deck, and so that means leaving this on the field is a liability to Armed Wing. But damage has basically been done already. He found his dust way too late. Yep, he knows it's Rug. Can't really do anything. But we draw one of our 3 blizzards, and yeah, that's all she wrote. Alright, 3 more matches to go. Here we're playing against Silchus again, the rematch. I'm very hoping for that win after getting destroyed in Swiss, so we'll see what I did here. Did lose the die roll. Goes Prodigy, probably has Caius, just passes, no back row, so open season for me basically. So here I actually do what I should have done in the frog game, and it was basically the exact same spot. I had like an option to make Goy on the first turn and Solemn and the Stratos on the field, so I take it, and I still have Bora and Kalut as follow-up, so I'm okay with doing this. I'm very happy to see this because it just means I have a I'm in a super commanding spot right now. And the heavy, well, I'm just going for it because I'm too scared of giving this deck any turns. So, and because there's a return set, it's pretty unlikely that he has Gores in the hand, so I'm not playing around it. Yeah. He knows the Kalut's coming. Yep. So we take game 1 on the second turn, which is really good. Alright, game 2. Not the greatest hand, but we could potentially draw into something. He does side in the Consecrated Light, so already we're in a bit of a bind. We do have Icarus and the Deck Devi to out it, so I'm not like too worried about it right now. I'm only worried about if he has Decree as well, because that's just GG if he has Decree. So yeah, we hit the Gale because we want to Icarus the Bora and then get rid of this, and then we have a level 6 play. Just goes Diva into Diva. Here I am doing it in the end phase in case he drew into the Royal Decree. But I get hit with the My Body as a shield, so now I'm in a bad spot. I have the second Icarus, but like my follow-up is just way worse. Crow, which does also work with Icarus, but yeah. Let's put it on the field so you can't run it over. Heavy this, like, yeah, I pretty much am forced to do it. I'm trying to think, like, how much does this Consecrated stop him from making plays? Probably not, because it doesn't stop the Brio, doesn't stop the Goyo. So, like, whatever the set, turns out the set was Goblin Zombie, so, like, the Consecrate's not hurting at all, so. We do have to chain. Here I do Crow Mally. I mentioned in my last match against Solchas that usually you want to Crow the Plague, but in this case I'm crowing the Mally because I don't want him to make Stardust, and I'm at 3 dark, so if there's a chance that I survive the turn, I can still top deck Dark Armed and potentially come back. So I do that now. There's not enough damage yet. Future Fusion, a little annoying. Still not dead. But now I'm dead because he sent the Zombie Master. That's 8,300 through Crow. Crazy. Alright, game 3. Again, we drew the best cards against zombies. Deck Dev, Royal Oppression, and Whirlwind. So, yeah, I upstart first. Usually I try to, if I have Whirlwind Monster already, I usually try to do the search first and then upstart. But I think I wanted to see if I can draw like a Bora or Shura. That's about it. Icarus is an okay draw though. So we are just going for the turn 1 immediately. Setting both. He better have Heavy Storm or it's gonna be a pretty bad. And we have the Deck Devi anyway, so like we're not completely cooked. So yeah, I just attack. Could be an argument to summoning the Kalut for pressure. Like, our board does get TT'd, but we have the Deck Devi. But I decide to keep it in hand because I have Icarus. So like, on the off chance there's a way to deal with the board, I still have these cards as follow-up. Fortunately, we do not attack into a Pyramid Turtle this time, so he doesn't have a summon already. So now we pray no Decree. And yes, so beautiful to see the oppression resolve. Yeah. I think I probably am supposed to Bora here. Yeah, just try to grab like a blizzard, even though the blizzard's not useful right now because of oppression. Yeah. Another consecrated light. So here I have to do this. I know it's not decree or anything because he would have used it on the oppression. So we do it now. We hit 3 cards, including a goblin's all be in the hand. So pretty much the best deck dev you could ask for. So here I go for 2 whirlwinds, and honestly I dislike this. He's already under pressure with just the 1 whirlwind, and like he needs to find an answer to these cards already, and or else he loses. So this was just kind of too much greed, in my opinion. He does end up drawing Heavy Storm, which is an insane draw, because like I said, if he draws any other card, he loses. Like, there's a return set, but it's dead. Look at me, I have monsters. I still have a Deep Prison and Collude, so we'll see what he draws. So, drew Caius off the last turn for deck Devi. Can't really afford to... He has a Mally play, he has a Blake play. He can't afford to just summon Caius. That just loses to Collude or any trap, so best option is to try to go for a Synchro. Probably like either Thought Ruler or Colossal. I kind of like trying to go for Colossal here because it could at least buy some time, potentially plays around the Collude, but he loses to so many things here, honestly, so it's very hard to decide what to make. And like, yeah, we win that. I guess Thought Ruler also plays around Brain. That was going to be our draw on the following turn, because we know he's drawing a Caius on the following turn in Heat. So we have chances. So yeah, managed to get my revenge in the top 8. Top 4. We rematch against Mercenary. So 2 rematches in the top cut. Very exciting stuff. Alright, go first here. Pretty good hand. I usually like seeing these kinds of hands, even though I only have 1 trap. Definitely the monster heavy hands are the most powerful hands in the Blackwing deck. Like, you draw a bunch of traps, you usually lose. So just go for the Shura, set Icarus, sets up our Blizzy, sets up our Collude. Pretty good stuff. Just do the Allure. Get rid of Sirocco since I already have a monster, and because we drew into the 2 Collude, definitely more potential lethals, keeping those 2 in the hand. So yeah, here I am going for the aggressive push. TT, I don't care too much because of the Blizzard and anything trying to like bait like maybe a Bottomless, but yeah, I think I'm going pretty aggressive here. Does bait out the Bottomless, which is good because I get to take out the Raikou. And we just go for the Arming immediately. We do have double Collude Icarus to deal with any Gores, so. Okay, already down to 39. Very dangerous spot. Does the Trooper, mills heavy and Gore, so that's comforting for me. I guess he does have to swing in there, but sets a bunch. I do have the option to Icarus in the end phase, but like I decided not to because the way he said so many back rows, it made me think like maybe there's like one real trap. So like he's trying to like protect the real card from being Icarus, and like either one of these attacks is game with Kalut. So I don't see a need to like overcommit to a summon. Like I guess I can technically Black Rose is a thing because this Vayu is negated, and like we can summon the Armor Master off the grave, so that is like the safe option. But I just said, well, there's no Mirror Force, and like even if there is a Mirror Force, I'm like still very in a good spot. I can just chain my Icarus, deal with that, and there ended up being no mirror, but there was a TT, so like if in case I tried to do anything crazy or cute, I would have gotten punished by that. But I just decided to go for it, and we take the game. Another game where the duel ends in like 2 turns. Blackwings are just crazy. What can I say? We get game 2. We get a Whirlwind MST hand, 2 level 4s. Pretty good. And only 1 back row. So yeah. We get our Kalut. Upstart, get another Kalut. So 2 games where you have 2 Kaluts. Special Deborah, in case it's hamster, we can deal with the Raikou. Pretty much the best case scenario that it ended up being Vayu set, not Raikou. So at this point, we're just quite far ahead. Make the synchro to play around a Rocco, and like even if he has Rocco, he has to clear one of these with the Rocco, and he knows I have Kalut in the hand, so he will probably have to clear over this, and then the android clears over the Rocco. So if he doesn't have traps, it's like it's a very bad spot. So here he's doing a super aggressive play, and I'm thinking, oh, is he gonna make like a Black Rose Dragon to out my field, which is possible, honestly, because that would, if he doesn't have a way to deal with the Whirlwind, then I could totally see going for Black Rose. He actually does, he goes for the pump, and then he goes into Darken, so it clears both my guys, which is nice, but again, this card's the problem, so it's definitely not the safest spot to be in, although Necrogarden does help a bit. So here I search for the Gale. I think what I should have done is go Bora into Gale, have this tackle the Dark End, and then Armor Master in main 2, because although I do have the Icarus to deal with the Sirocco and the Garfer, he can't get over my Armor Master with this because I wouldn't be able to take battle damage. So I think Armor Master is better than just the Armed, because making the Armed Wing forces me to use the Icarus when I don't have to. So yeah, minor mistake here, but Whirlwind kind of carries little decisions like that. That's fortunately how it is. So yeah, I'm forced to Icarus. So that's 1. Get my Blizzard. Yeah, I think it's probably fine to summon that, like, just so I don't have to collude over a hamster. But I actually do just go for the Bora. Yeah, I'm not sure about this summon either. I guess because there's no backer, I'm just going for it. So let's go for the Raikou. Little Brain, pretty good for me. Draw this very... I've been drawing a lot of dead dads this tournament. So here I'm thinking of what are the ways I can lose the game. And return is one of those ways. Because he can bring back this pump and I have no traps, so I would lose. Yeah. So I am going for the Brio. If it's torrential, I'd rather it be torrential than return. That's what I'm saying. So I say yes. Yeah, I say yes on I definitely don't need to prio this, by the way. Like, it's bottomless. That's cool. Like, yeah, that's pointless. Here I make a really silly sequencing error. I attack with the Bora first and not the Brio because I knew that it wasn't game technically because of Necro Gardener, and then he ends up taking both attacks, but had I done it the other way, he's more likely to Necro because he would be in Kalut lethal range. So that was very silly of me. And then just pass and not set the upstart as a bluff at least, which is a little crazy. Yeah, I held the upstart because I have Bora on the field, so if he sets anything, we're very close to killing him, so that's why I held it, but I should have set it at least. Just try to dissuade him from doing anything crazy. He does draw the Burial, which is a bit alarming, but I don't think I'm dead. Yeah, he kills that. So that's the back row. So I guess at this point we kind of have a read. It's either like return or like a battle trap. That's not Mirror Force. We do get the other Kalut. Just Necro that. Here, oh, yeah, that was really dumb of me. I just did not use my second Kalut for whatever reason, even though it's game. Could have gotten epically punished if the set card was like something good, but luckily for me, I didn't. So, yeah, not 100% satisfied with how I played this match. Kind of just Whirlwind basically ran away with the game. So, but we made it into finals. Finals, we go up against ShamWow. He is also on Vayu, so another final where I have to play against Vayu. It's a very common deck to face in the finals. So we win the roll, do our allure. Yeah, and I don't think there's really isn't a need to summon anything, so I just Icarus, set the Icarus and pass. He has his own allure. Goes for the Armor Necro. Makes me suspect there's a Caius. Does go for the Dust Shoot. Picks up the Blizzard, which is a bit annoying because I was planning to take the Arma with Brain to play around the Caius and then make like a Goyo. So I think for a bit on what to do here. I do end up using the Brain. My thought behind it was I don't really want to deal with a Caius right now, and I can at least put on some pressure. I have Icarus for Gores and Kalut, so like it may be a little wasteful, and he also knows about the brain, so he's not gonna like play into it. Yeah, it's debatable, but I am just trying to put on the pressure because he doesn't have any like Vayu pieces yet. So that's one. Again, just pressuring. Hits our mirror, which is a bit annoying. Mills the dad, which is pretty good. But he does have lights for Chaos Sork, which I know he plays, so gotta watch out for that. So we set the impression. Not really gonna get too much mileage unless he does have the Sork or like a Plague play. Attacks. We take it. Here I think for a bit because, again, we need to deal with the Greffer. And there's still a Necro in the grave, so thinking for a bit. Yeah, I'm a little worried about playing into a Battle Trap, so I just decide to Icarus the Collude on the summon. Attack with both. Does force out the Necro Gardener because he's at 33. We need 2 Armor Masters, so Rocco doesn't run over us for free. We still have the bottoms. I'm feeling pretty good here because he's going to try to synchro into Arnd. We have the bottomless, but unlucky for us, he ripped Burial off the top, and at this point we lose. Not too much we can do here. Like, I guess one thing differently is we could have set oppression earlier rather than the mirror, and then maybe we still have the mirror, but like that's like super hindsight in my opinion. So we are going first. Double up, starting to shoot. Good stuff. Don't really have any pressure, but I'm just gonna do Vayu in attack mode. If he attacks, we have the Collude, and then we can Blizzard back the Collude. Alright. Yeah, we send back the Gale. What was the hand? We got Charge, MST, Vayu, Bottomless Necro. So his hand's not that good, aside from the Charge. But no way to pressure us, which is nice. Mills the barrel that we lost to in game 1. That's nice to see. MST playing around Icarus, understandable. And we are just gonna run that over because we can bring it back. Here I'm just attacking. I'm not gonna make anything because I know it's a bottomless and Necro Gardener's got 1300 defense, so provided he doesn't draw anything to get over my monsters, I can just start pressuring with my little guys. And we still have brain control also, so. But unlucky for us, he ripped a Sirocco off the top, so immediately does a lot of damage. So we Yada. We get a Gale, which is really good here. So this allows us to take this special Gale, play around the bottomless, and I think here I might have missed lethal because so we can Sirocco pump the Vayu, then we synchro into Stardust, then we still have our normal summon. We can tribute the Collude for the Sirocco, and then the Vayu, which was first pumped to 28, then 42, and then 57, and then it would gain 2,000 more. Yeah, I was thinking a lot during this turn because I was thinking, oh, well, if the Blackwing monsters aren't on the field anymore, will it still like gain. It was really like very dumb logic, but I think I had game of this. I'm like 99% sure, but yeah, and we make the stars to play on the bottomless, of course, so. Yeah, I guess I was thinking, oh, if the Blackwings leave the field, then it won't get the pawn. I don't know. Sometimes when you're playing in the finals, you get unnecessarily stressed out. So I do just make the stars. I know he has bottomless. I know he has Raiko. So that limits some options. Hopefully there's no Caius. Yeah. Might have just missed the game. Yeah. Mitigate. We try to attack. He does have the mirror. I do have to summon the Vayu Synchro because he can just Raiko, bait my Stardust, and then attack me for game. Does the lore making me very nervous because he's like he was viewing the extra deck for a bit. I was like, oh, he must have some arm play or something, but fortunately he just crashes. And the Bora is also lethal, so we try to go for that. He does have a deep prison, so I'm like, ugh, he is just not letting me kill him. But Sidra, well, only reason to do that is he probably has Kaya, so we just do that. Now we're finally on to game 3. Game 3, our hands not great. We need another Blackwing. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not a fan of this either. My thought process was, okay, he's on charge, so he's probably only playing one hamster. So I'm like, okay, I'm okay with running the Blizzard out onto the Raiko because I don't have any targets with anyway. But setting Yada is probably the move here. But he also doesn't seem like the type to like blind flip Raiko, hit a random back row, knowing that I'm on multiple Yadas. I just set both. Just sets one and passes. Yada into Upstart. Love to see it. This is why we play Upstart and not Jar Upgrade. So we do get a level 4. Here I'm playing. I decide to play around bottomless, but he does have the dust. Bottomless that. Does have brain, so he's able to actually synchro summon into Armed Wing. Yeah, like I didn't really see a reason to set the mirror there. Like he didn't really have anything in the grave, so yeah, just fortunate that he ended up having like brain plus scale. But yeah, Vayu Turbo summoning a normal Armed Wing. You do not see that every day. So yeah, I'm thinking for a bit here because I was debating whether to crow on his draw phase to prevent a Dark Arm from coming out. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking about. Like, but then I have Mirror Force, and that'll put the third Dark in the grave anyway. And I do still have the bottomless. I guess the problem is if he dads and he targets Mirror Force, I don't have a way to deal with this. So I decide not to crow because that might make him think, oh, well, I don't have any way to deal with dad. But technically I do, but I think setting the 2 back row will make him less inclined to go for a dad play. And he doesn't, so we are able to mirror. So what do we got here? We got a Shura line, we got a Blizzy line. I'm probably just going for the Shura. Just trying to bait out some traps. Like, I don't really have much else to do here. Didn't end up being a Raikou. The Icarus ended up being pretty clutch here. We have Crow, so it's nice. So we put him at 4. We draw TT, and we are on no cards. And then he does this, and I'm like, I immediately know he has Dad, but there's really nothing I can do. Like, I think I make Goya or something, but I probably should just make something else, like, because in case I draw like another Blizzard, I can Goyo Crash the Dark Arm. It's a very low chance because I've already used 2 Blizzards, but like aside from that or like Brain Control, I don't really have a way to deal with Dad. It does end up having it. Like I said, I did have the Crow, but unfortunately there was not really a good time for me to use the Crow that would put him off the Dad because of Necrogardener. I think Necrogardener is probably the most annoying card for Blackwings. Like, it's just a very insane card. I can't believe Vayu players weren't even playing it for like the longest time. So yeah, we draw nothing. So we came in 2nd place once again. A little bittersweet, but you know, still a pretty good run, even though it was riddled with a few mistakes, but still very good experience, and I'm glad I was able to play in it. So, okay, I'm about to wrap this up. If you've been watching the whole time, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will be at the EWCQ next week in Austin, so don't be afraid to say hi if you want to say hi. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.